Um, can we do a moment of silence first, just for the human beings, right? Don't even take a side. I don't want you to take a side yet. We got the whole show. I don't got nothing else to do. In the words of my Caucasian brother lost to the streets, he said, "Today I got time, cuz. Today I got time, cuz." But before we get into all of that, I know you want to take a side. You want to throw this person's name. Human beings, period, that did not want any type of conflict, that it was out of their controls, have died. And I would just like to take a moment for the silence for them. Now, I would ask you too, right? Yours don't have to be for anybody in Iran. Yours could be for any soldiers that might have passed away in the United States over this ordeal. Or yours could just be for human beings who have passed away before I get started on this show.
Over the past 36 hours, the United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Just now, it was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes. Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead. This wretched and vile man had the blood of hundreds and even thousands of Americans on his hands and was responsible for the slaughter of countless thousands of innocent people all across many countries. Last night, all over Iran, the voices of the Iranian people could be heard cheering and celebrating in the streets when his death was announced. The entire military command is gone as well, and many of them want to surrender into saving their lives. They want immunity. They're calling by the thousands. Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. They could have done something 2 weeks ago, but they just couldn't get there. Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true...
Stop right there, Donald. Sorry to interrupt you. Stop right there, Donald. Stop right there, Donald. Let me do a couple of things here, buddy. Let's see. Let's go over here. Just take the chat. Put it over here so I can see it. So I can talk to the people. So the people can talk to me. You understand? Tell me what's on their mind. This is wild, but we're not done. We got a long night, so we might as well get buckled in and listen to what is going on. All right, now, as you were saying,
American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case. But America will avenge their deaths and deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against basically civilization. They have waged war against civilization itself.
This is the wildest planet. This is... Yo, check this out. If this is not the wildest planet, I do not need to see any of the other planets that entities are on right now doing their thing. I don't need to see what's going. Yo, if this is not the wildest planet, I'm good. Right? You thinking, no, we good. No, we're not. I would love to start off the conversation with the different entities, galactic entities that's on this planet, but that's going to lead us somewhere else, and it's going to take us off of focus. So I'm not going to do that. Not right now. I'm not going to do that. Right? So we clearly have a man that is of Atlantean origin, right? We clearly, or Pleiadian. Can we agree on that? Knots all on my shoulders. We'll get to the whys and the whos in a minute. We will get to the whys. Don't nobody got worry. I don't have nothing but time. I don't have to rush. If you want to know the whys before this show will end, I will tell you the why. And it is not because he was Muslim. It was not because I don't think it would have to do with anything they talking about. We'll get to the whys. I'm still kind of focused on how locked in these entities are at being evil. You understand how locked in they are, which that affects everybody else. Me, I don't care what you say. Right? Once I see that people like this are on this planet, I'm ready to rock, bro. I definitely hate that this type of behavior is definitely in the ghettos. That's why I left the ghetto. And I vow never to go back if I don't have to. But if I come back, I'm dangerous. I'm keeping it 1,000 with you. If I come back, I'm not coming joking around or none of these things. You see me back in the hood and I'm living there? I'm not on joke time. I'm not here because I want to be here. Something terribly went wrong. So here we got two different extremes. You got this type of behavior in the ghettos where I don't want to be. But as you go up higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, if you go up too high, you're going to end up right back with the same energy. But those people up there, they're given a license to do this, to perform like this, to move like this. Now, I don't know what this guy's talking about because I'm still stuck on the fact that they bombed a little girls' school and over 50 children had died. So he has been saying something up here. I just kind of like been stuck in that mode, right? He's like, yo, I get it. You said you shot off bombs and in a matter of minutes, a lot of things were destroyed. I get it. For a second, I thought he was going to mention the school. For a second. He didn't. I want to hear what he has to say, a couple of other people have to say, And if you stick around, I will tell you what this is all about. I just want to hear what they have to say. Now, at the end of this, remember I told you before, you got the people at the bottom with one energy and with the same energy as the people at the top. They are killers, right? But the people at the bottom, they're kind of like forced to operate like that because that's the type of behavior that's squeezed out of them. The people at the top are just they don't ever want the people in the middle or the bottom to do anything else than what they're doing, which is being drained of their energy to use that energy the way that they're going to use that energy. Whatever you're going to use that energy for. If they need you to work, then that's what you're going to use it for. They're going to use it for. It's not a big conspiracy. When I say drain you of the energy, you are a worker. We want to keep that in place. If you have portrayed that you can be supremely obedient, we might consider you coming into the fold. Right? And this is where you can get your security clearance. This is where you'll be put into programs. But you have to show a lengthy track record of you being able to follow instructions blindly. Can you follow instructions blindly? Can you take orders without being insubordinate? Can you do these things? I cannot. I've proven that since like first grade. It is riddled all in my files. If you read, has a problem with authority. And at first I used to be so offended. Right? You ever come across your file and you're not supposed to because somebody said something out loud? Like, oh, it shows here you have a problem with authority since third grade. What? What fucking file are you reading? Wait, I got a file? Never mind all that. Clearly you have a problem with authority. If you could show that you do not have a problem with authority and you could follow commands, instructions blindly, you might be a good candidate. That's not might. You will be a good candidate. You got to do some other things. They're just not handing out security clearance all willy-nilly. I want to take a listen, see what's going on with this Operation Epic Fury. Then I'm going to explain something to you. Because listen to me. I don't know what type of deal Iran and China had going on, but Iran, your friends ain't your friends, bro. Yo, Iran, who you thought was your friend? Can we get a comment from Iran on that? Whoever Iran thought their friends were not their friends, bro. So I don't even know why anybody's calling themselves an ally. When I needed you, you was not there. My children got bombed. Nobody did nothing. It's crazy work.
Our resolve, and likewise that of Israel, has never been stronger. America is now, again, the richest, most powerful nation in the world.
Take a look at the back, the flag in the back. Now, I don't know how true this is, but they tell me that whenever the flag is presented with the gold fringes, whenever that's present, they tell me that the United States is under martial law. Would someone care to fact check that, please? Would someone care to fact check that? Let's get somebody in the comments to fact check that. I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if you got any old books, now's the time to bust them out. Because they are controlling the chat GPTs right now. All of the AIs, they controlling what they say. So don't go around just trusting ChatGPT right now. It's not the season for that. Not right now. They saying Grok might be on some nonsense too. But I need an answer from one of y'all. This flag he has in the back has the gold fringes. Is this some type of conspiracy theory that when that particular flag is present, that the United States is under martial law? I would like to know. Let's get back to President Trump's announcement and update on Operation Epic Fury.
World by far, but the only reason we enjoy the quality of life that we do and the freedom and security is we have done things that others are unable to do.
That might be the realest thing he ever said right there. That might be the realest thing that he's ever said. And that's the type of transparency, unfortunately, I'm looking for. Don't lie to me, bro. Don't lie to me. Just say, yo, I'm trying to do some bad stuff to have a good life. Because that's how I feel. That's how I honestly feel. I feel like I am moments away from survival mode. And let me tell you something about survival mode, post-apocalyptic. You don't want to run into me, because I'm shooting and stabbing first, and I'm taking aim second. Right? And mentally, that's how I feel right now. I don't know who to trust, because people keep lying to me, telling me this one is my enemy. Then I find out, yo, I was never your enemy. I said, you was never my enemy. No. I would rather the leaders just tell us the truth. Because let me tell you something. This war was not sanctioned by Congress. Let's just start there. If we're going to start anywhere, let's start with the fact that this is an illegal war. Hello. No one told you to go over there. So, for a while now, and I want to talk to America tonight, as I always do. I want to talk to America. Have the Trumpers got here? Where are the Trumpers? Hold on. Let me see what type of night this is going to be. I can tell you what type of night this is going to be by the views. I can see if they're going to suppress. Oh, no, we're going to have a good night. But somebody invite the Trumpers. I need the Trumpers in the building. And you may be saying to yourself, well, who are the Trumpers? I don't know the Trumpers. The Trumpers are not just the people who voted for him, because in all honesty, I voted for him. But when he started doing things that did not align with what he said he was going to do, I'm like, bro, this is not it. What are you doing? What are you doing? You doing everything opposite of the reason I voted for you. You said you were going to do a bunch of things, and you are actually doing the opposite. The Trumpers, here's the difference between MAGA and the Trumpers. MAGA, we believe in making America great again. It don't matter what color you are. It don't matter red hat, no hat, bald. We want to make America great again, right? We want jobs back here. We want civility. Don't get all gassed up with these other people's definition of make America great again. They're going to fill your head with making America white again. Nobody's going back to 1964. I assure you this. That is just propaganda, right? MAGA. Anybody could be MAGA if you want to make America great again. If you remember a time when you was a kid and you turned over a toy and that toy said made in the USA, and how important that was to turn over things that said made in the USA, yo, that's what we talking about. We've gotten so far from that. Whether it's manufacturing that was done here, whether it was production, whether it was jobs that were here and not offshored so that capitalists could earn a quicker dollar, a better dollar, more money, wider profit margin, because he went and headquartered his company here, but then he went and got employees from another country, and none of our politicians put a stop to this. Then you're going to tell me about all these tax breaks. The Trumpers are the ones who don't care about what he does. They're just always going to come and say something stupid like, yo, Trump 2028. That's what I need in the building tonight. I need that guy. I need that gal in the business, in the building tonight. This is what I want you to do, though. Because I think we could, where am I at? 6,500 and change, right? Let's push that to 6,600 tonight. There's no reason why we can't do that. So this is what we're going to do. We're definitely going to hit the like button off Jump Street. And then everyone is going to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Let's go.
But it's because of warriors who are
Hold on, Trump. You said something right there. I need you to repeat what you said, because that was the realest thing you've ever said.
Done things that others are.
Yeah, that part right there, bro. That part right there.
Security is we have done things that others are unable to do.
We will remember that this is an illegal war. That's number one. I don't think people have a problem with killing. This is America. I know. I watched Dateline. I watched Dateline, man. Never mind cops. Bad boys. Cops is a joke. Cops is for drug addicts. It's the middle class. They out here wilding. They do not have a problem killing for what they believe in. I wish I could find my favorite video. My favorite video came from a Ring camera, like from suburbs in Pennsylvania. Guy across the street, Caucasian. His wife recently died. And two jackasses. two jackasses that lived across the street from him, Caucasian. They get into it over a parking spot. Some silly shit. Oh! Mind you, this is a middle class neighborhood. What happens? The wife is fucking hopped up on some type of narcotic. She's talking. She don't know the rules of engagement. Why are you talking to a man, and why are you talking to a man with that type of tone in your voice? Men, I'm telling you. Let your girlfriend and your wife should know the protocol before you step outside. Somebody could not come back home because she didn't know the protocol. Men, stop getting in relationships where if you can't handle your woman, bro, you are the man of that relationship. That should just be a quick look in the eyes to say, shut up. What are you doing? Who the fuck are you talking to? Him? I talk to him. You don't say nothing. Oh, well, it's too late now. She was rambling off at the mouth. Fuck you. Oh, really? Your man goes back in the house, comes out. Oh, that's the best video. I would show it, but I don't want to get to. That shit was unscripted, and yet it was perfectly scripted. He said, you should have shut the fuck up. Bow! Hit it with it. Then she's crying. Ah! I felt nothing. I was actually laughing because you brought this on yourself. You could have had a longer life dildo face. You could have had a longer life. And yet, you decided to talk to a man aggressively. Your man wasn't even talking to him aggressively. Over what? Over nothing. Over something that you could have clearly said, listen, I don't like how this has been going on, and y'all could have worked that out. But no, everybody's a gangster. Well, you don't know what he was going through. His wife had recently died, and it was quits. It was quits. He goes in the house, comes out with it. Let her have it. Dong. Let her have it twice. Peep your man. Her man. Peep her man. Sucker MC. Sucker MC runs in the garage yelling for us like, oh, please, please. No. He let him have it too. As he should have. Dumbass. Get your wife in check, stupid. Or get out of that relationship. She's going to get you both killed. And she did. And she did. Keep listening to liberals. Right? All that I am woman raw shit. Man, if we don't go back to the old ways, you're not going to catch me breastfeeding. Right? No, that's for you to do. You nurture. You do all of this. I'm going to go out here and get it. We have roles. You keep listening to these crazy people telling you there was no roles in life.
But it's because of warriors who are willing to lay down their lives to do battle.
This is hard to hear, Trump. I'm not going to hold you. You know why? Because I know these are young kids that's just trying to get a little savings. You understand? Trying to get a little GI Bill money. That GI money come good. Because you don't have to spend it on education. You understand what I'm saying to you? Listen, military, it could work for you. A lot of people telling people don't go to the military. I'm not going to tell you that. Right? That shit is like Vegas, baby. If you could go in and you could sign up for something, right? And it just depends on the climate. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. Right? So if you're lucky, ain't nothing going on and you can get out unscathed and you done saved up a bunch of money. Now you got the GI Bill on your side. Now you got a lifetime of insurance. So it's not all bad. I'm not here. But the hard part, what's making it hard for me to listen to him right now, is I know how young. How old was I when I enlisted in the Army? I was 18. So it's hard to hear this, knowing that there's kids that just wanna. They got a plan, and it is not to die, and it is not to get sent off on a frivolous mission that means nothing. And yet everything to you because you want a particular thing. You're gonna give accolades. Yo, they was a warrior, this, that, and the third. But what did they really die for, bro? We're gonna take a look at it in a second. I'm gonna explain everything. Trust me. I want to get some of the other stuff out the way.
With our enemies, and they do battle better than.
First of all, let me just say, everybody, thank you for your service. Let me just start there. Man. It's crazy. Thank you for your service. You can't say it. You may not be on board. But you can't say it. Understood. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. You got a job to do. That's what you signed up for. Unfortunately. You understand? And you have to see it out no matter how this plays out, because you signed up for it. So I say, thank you for your service. You don't always like the outcome, but you're not in a position for anybody to hear your voice of your opinion. You are a soldier. That's what you signed up for. to take orders.
Anybody? An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be a dire threat to every American. We cannot allow a nation that raises terrorist armies to possess such weapons, would allow them to extort the world to their evil will. Not going to let it happen. We're not happening to us, and we're not going to let it happen to others.
I'm just going to stop you there, President Trump. I'm going to listen to some other people. I'm mainly stopping you because I'm frustrated and I don't believe the words that are coming out your mouth. That's why I'm stopping you. I'm not stopping you out of disrespect. I'm just stopping you because I don't believe the words that are coming out your mouth right now about the I didn't know you couldn't see him. He's been talking. But I want to take a look at something else anyway. Let me stop him from talking for a second. And I want to look at something. Who's right? I mean, sometimes it's all propaganda. But I needed some perspective, right? So this is what I did. Because like I said, I could not get any answers from ChatGPT. So that was a waste of time. And I wasn't about to sit there and waste more time talking to any AI. Like, once you know the AIs are corrupted and compromised, it's like, all right, I can't talk to you about this. All right, so I had to go do my own investigative journalism. Had to go on some international websites. This is February 27th, 2026. Oman says Iran ready to give up Iranian stocks. Allow the IAEA monitoring. All right, first of all, Ramadan just ended. That's number one, right? So I'm looking at a couple of things. It's like, okay, why did you allow them to finish Ramadan? And it seems like immediately after Ramadan was finished, I could be lying. Let me see. Let me just do a quick check on that. When did Ramadan end, and when did the United States attack Iran? Or United States, Israel. Let's put Israel. Let's see, because right now I didn't even look this up. I just remember Ramadan ending, and then I remember hearing somebody saying, not somebody saying, I looked, Ramadan in 2017. Alright. Or maybe Ramadan did not end. It says Ramadan likely it's about to start. March 19th. Yeah. I don't know. Are we off? Let me go to this. Go to the, what's the name on this? Let me ask another AI. When is Ramadan 2026? Oh, the evening. I guess Ramadan first started 17th, 2026. Okay, so I wouldn't say this had anything to do with Ramadan. Good. Now, I had to go see. I've been hearing that Iran was ready to give up their stockpile of enrichment. But you don't know who to believe because everything is so propagandaish, right? So There's propaganda going on all over the place, and you just want to know the truth. I did ask the AI. AI was like, it wouldn't give me. I'm trained to see when you're not giving me a direct answer, and it wasn't giving me details. It was just telling me, no, Iran, they weren't willing to compromise or willing to work with America. So I said, how? In what way? And they kept on repeating the same thing. I said, oh, you're just fucking repeating shit that you hear on the internet. Well, I can do what you're doing. I thought you had some inside information, AI. You have nothing but the ability to scroll on websites really fast. I will look on these websites myself. Thank you. Thank you, good sir. So, I think this is an Iranian website. It says Iran Intel. End quote. Iran has agreed to give up its stockpile of enrichment material, zero accumulation, and allow for full verification by the IAEA of its nuclear program. This is February 27th. The most important achievement is the agreement that Iran will never possess nuclear material capable of producing a bomb. This is entirely new. Unlike the deal negotiated during President Obama's time, it makes enrichment debate less relevant. With zero stockpiling, it becomes impossible to build a bomb, regardless of enrichment levels. This key point has often been overlooked by the media, and I want to clarify it from a mediator's perspective. Oman. This is the foreign minister of Iran, I believe, speaking. Oman foreign minister said in an interview with the Face Nation. Ask about the rest of the stockpile in Iran. Al-Busidi said there is an agreement on that too. There's no accumulation. So there will be zero accumulation, zero stockpiling, and full verification. That is also equally important achievement. I think a full and comprehensive verification by the I think that's the International Atomic Energy Association or something like that. I think that's what it stands for. So, the IAEA, which is the agency in charge of this, filed. Okay. The Oman foreign minister also said Tehran is open to negotiations for the rest of the issues, including missile program. Okay. Can I just talk to the human being for a second? Why? So you mean to tell me over 50 grade school children had to die because that conversation could not get ironed out? Because I'm hearing from one group of people, no, Iran was ready to give up. Then I'm hearing from another group of people, nah, they wasn't willing. They should have been willing. Hold on. Watch this.
They rejected it, and now we're going to see 3 times. He gave them, he sets deadlines, and he expects for them to be followed. Let's bring in Sean Hannity. Sean, you.
Who are these people that are for sale? Right? So I'm giving you dates and times on this show, right? If we did not bomb, let's go back. So I just want to be very clear. I don't want to sound stupid. The coordinated United States and Israel military strikes against Iran began in the early hours of the February 28th. February 28th. The foreign minister of Iran said they agreed to give up everything in an article that was published on February 27th. On February 27th. So after watching all of these movies, you mean to tell me there is no red phone that really goes straight to the president? There's no red phone that goes straight to the president to say, Mr. President, we come to a conclusion. You don't have to bomb us. Because that's what I was told. That's what I was told by other journalists. But then we get the media. Those are private journalists that I heard that from. The paid journalists from Fox and CBS and all these other places, they're saying something different. They're saying no. They had a chance. And they wouldn't comply. So as a regular person, how are you supposed to comprehend what is really going on? Especially if you have your own day-to-day tasks, right? You got kids you got to pick up from school. You got homework to check. You got breakfast to make, lunch to make, parents to check on, kids to check on, spouses to check on, bosses. You got your work at work. You got a lot of stuff going on. So, how much time do you really got to understand what's going on outside of, we went to war. We went to war and Iran was asking for it. That's about the brunt of it. That's what you know. They was asking for it. Especially if shows like this keep playing.
And now we're going to see 3 times. He sets deadlines and he expects for them to be followed. Let's bring in Sean Hannity. Sean, you have laid out what was going to happen here if Iran did not take that olive branch, and it's playing out.
Well, you know what? God help the people of Iran. First of all, I want to echo your comments that you just made, LJ. God bless our troops. And, we have the greatest military on the face of this earth. Stop
right there, Mr. Hannity. I got to stop you right there. Stop giving fake accolades and fake concern when, me personally, I'm not going to put someone I love in it. And I don't know about you guys that's watching me right now. I'm going to ask you guys to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Do subscribe to my channel. But here's the thing. If you have a child, if you have a son, if you have a daughter, I'm not going to put them in a situation where they're going to be in harm's way if it is not vital. Right? And then guess what? We could do this together. If it's that vital. But if I could work this out a whole nother way, that's what I'm going to do. It's funny the things I remember. I got a story. It's when I did live in a ghetto. The whole city's not a ghetto. It just feels like that sometimes because you're amongst people that do some crazy stuff, right? This is when I lived in the city. And at this time, my man, you don't have to say that many words on the phone for us to know it's go time, right? But it is the city, so it could become go time for a number of different reasons. Something happened where some dude said something to some some female. My man's female. He wasn't his wife at the time, I don't think, but they definitely had kids together. He called me, yo, son, get down here. What's going on? Nah, niggas act like they want it. All right, let's go. I'm there. When I get down there, you don't want to be in this position because what happens is I know both parties, but this is my man. I've been in this position a couple of times. I know both parties, but this is my man. It's not even a question of what I'm going to do. Unfortunately. So, more and more troops start to come. Niggas is gearing up across the street on the corner. I see the corner filling up. I say, God damn. I know where this is going. I don't want it to go there. The OG from 183rd. He says my street name. He comes, yo, come here. Yo, we about to hit on these niggas. I'm like, yo, we ain't gonna wait. He like, nah, fuck that. This yo, God bless him, man. Boss, what he say? He say, nah, fuck that. This is a true fucking story. He was like, yo, I want you to take this right here, right? I'm gonna tell you what he had in his hand. You're not gonna guess what he had in his hand. He said, I want you to take this right there, right? Go in there and stick him in the fucking neck, right? This is his fucking plan. You know what this was? You like, it's a knife. Wrong. It was a number 2 fucking pencil. Yo, bro, we are not in prison. What are we doing here? He handed me a number 2 pencil and was like, yo, we gonna move on him now. All right, me and you? Nah, you gonna move on him. I want you to go in there and bang him in the neck. I'm like, nigga, this plan is crazy. So at this time, this is his older brother. This is my man's older brother. This ain't my man. Because my man wouldn't have sent me on a dummy mission like that. So my man comes up, he hears the plan. He's like, yo, what? He was like, hold off on that. Yeah. Hold off on that. Right? They call another cat down. The shit done ran through Mount Vernon now. Cause it's about to be a big situation. I don't want this. My man is a made man in Mount Vernon. If anything happened to him, this fucking city's gonna go up in flames. The Jamaican nigga that we got beef with is pretty much a made man on the Jamaican side, right? And he's feeding a lot of people eating off of him. Said, this ain't fucking good, bro. And fuck your idea about me going in there and stabbing him with the number 2 pencil. That is straight shenanigans. That's crazy. So they call another OG who had recently come home from prison. But again, recently come home from prison. So he got a name, but my man know him like that. The Jamaican cat heard of him, but you understand? So the dude that they called, he wasn't a sucker at all. Actually, he's a really good fighter. He went to jail for murder. But the Jamaican dude he know of him, but he don't know him like that. He goes in there, he tries to straighten it out. The Jamaican dude sees me for the first time that night. And he says, him. That's the only one I'm talking to. Him right there. That's the only one I'm talking to. I don't believe in Yahweh. Right? But for that night, I would have been like, thank you, Yahweh, thank you. Because that pencil I did was fucking trash. And he's a barber. For one, he had shears in his hand. For two, I know he's packing. Fuck is you trying to send me in there with a number 2 pencil for? I bring both of them around the corner. I search him. I search my man. I'm overly aggressive with both of them for no reason. For theatrics and shit. Yo, easy. Theatrics. I'm fucking out here acting. Yo, easy, my youth. Easy, my boy. Easy. I'm just checking you. Yo, let me check you, my man. Yo, you know I love you. Let me check you. We gotta get this conversation over with. We get to the bottom of it. Nobody dies. You go back to making your money, feeding families, and guess what? You got youths at home waiting for you to come home, bro. Now, I know you called me because you thought I was going to go in there and shoot this nigga up. Not him per se. But you see what his brother put me on, right? Because here's the thing I left out. The guns was coming. But he wanted me to act. That's why I say, we going to do this now? He like, yeah, fuck that right now. Take this. What? What are you talking about? Point is, Hannity Combs is talking all this silly shit about, yo, thank you for your service. Fuck that. These are real young people dying. What are you talking about? This is not about that. You can't just keep throwing around, you know, thank you for our military. These are real people, real fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters and aunties and uncles that are waiting for their loved ones to come back if they don't have to die. If they don't have to die, then they should. We can't keep putting them in predicaments where it's like, yo, that was a very brave thing. I'm not out here for your bravery fucking bullshit stories, my man. I'm here for the GI Bill, insurance, save up, see the world. Now, if you really need me, I'm talking about if you really need me, if we are under attack. But guess what? You changed the name of our department from the Department of Defense to the Department of War. So guess what? Who knows what you're signing up for now? Who knows what you're signing up for now? It's a scary time to sign up because you just don't know. And I know why you're signing up. For reasons that I have explained. There's a lot of things that can go right by you going into the military. People want to point out the shit that goes wrong. There's a lot of things that could go right. There's a lot of opportunity. There is a lot of opportunity that could make you a millionaire, to be honest with you. There's a lot of opportunity, but that's not what today's show is about. So there's those of us who say thank you. And then there's fucking jive ass turkeys that's going to come on here and say, you know, I just want to say this for my military. We got the best military in the world and thank you so. And it's all lip service because they don't give a shit if you came home or not. I'm going to be honest with you.
And every military action, with it comes danger. And as the president said, as you said, as Ainsley said, you know, God bless them all. Look, the Iranians could have avoided all of this. We have to understand something here, and it's very hard sometimes for good people to comprehend that there's evil in the world. This is a death cult. The president, as you just said over and over and over again, he preferred peace. He didn't want it to come to this, you know. But after Operation Midnight Hammer, he gave them 50 days for peace. you'd think they might have learned something after he obliterated their nuclear program. They've been given every...
All right, let's look into what he said. He said Operation Midnight Hammer. Operation Midnight Hammer. There it is. All right, let's see what this is all about. Operation Midnight Hammer was a U.S. military operation that took place June 22nd, 2025, targeting 3 key Iranian nuclear facilities, Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. The operation involved over 125 aircraft and aimed to significantly damage Iran's nuclear program amid escalating tensions in the region. Yeah, you do think they would have learned something. You thought they would have learned to go on the offense instead of the defense. But they remained on the defense. And you see where that got them. And why would I say something like that? Because I'm a sympathizer? No, I'm not a sympathizer. But I'm still not convinced that these were the most evilest people in the world that wanted... they definitely wanted to see the death of America. They definitely chant death to America. But none of it is not for no reason at all. Like, let's stop being fucking naive. Right? And I don't... They were in a position... Not a position, but they... After reading this article from the foreign minister of Iran, it says here that they were compliant. I guess that's what I want to say. So if they were compliant, according to a few sources, we have to next ask ourselves, okay, if it wasn't really about Iran's nuclear program, what was it truly about? And I guess that's the part we're going to get to later on. I just want to listen to I do want to listen to Hannity a little bit more before we go there. If I can get everyone, do me a favor. I'm not a sympathizer. I'm a realist. Hit the like button, right? I know as an American, you're like, yo, I'm not talking against anybody. I'm talking out loud, reasonable things, logical things. I'm just doing critical thinking. I'm not making it seem like they were not chanting death to America. They probably were. They definitely were. And they definitely had reason to. But I think their biggest downfall, which wouldn't have been mine, because I have a rule. It's either me or you. Right? That's my fucking rule. So I wouldn't have been in this position because I understand. You don't never plan to. This is all theatrics. Hey, if you do this, I'll let you. You're not going to let me do nothing. This is the equivalent to handing me a shovel and telling me to, you mind digging me a hole? No, just dig me a hole at gunpoint. Yo, bro, you think I'm going to spend 2 hours here talking to you about philosophy while I dig a hole and then you just shoot me in the end and it was my grave I was digging the whole time? You are bugging. Now, I do agree on this. There is something that Iran could have done to avoid this, but it had nothing to do with nuclear weapons. I can tell you that. And we will get to that after you hit the like button. That's number one. But bigger than the like button, I want you to hit the subscribe button. And I want you to subscribe to my channel. And what type of channel is this that you're subscribing to? You're definitely subscribing to someone who is I got a bachelor's in social studies. I enjoy sociology. I think I was 32 when I got my bachelor's. I didn't know I was going to enjoy it that much because I didn't know what I was going to study. I just knew I had to get a degree because people that was paying the money wanted the degree. And I'm like, I need my life to change. I was living on like $500 after they took out taxes, $400 and change every week. I'm like, this sucks. This sucks. I can't do this. So I went back, didn't know what I was going to study, ended up picking sociology and loved it. You understand? And I still love it to this day. This world is so complex. So I get to study religion over here. You won't always like what I have to say. And not all of my members do. How some of them stick it out is beyond me. But they come over here and they are faithful and they stick it out, and I appreciate them. I won't lie to you though. I won't piss on your shoulders and tell you it's raining. I'm not in anybody's pocket. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I have no religion. Don't worry about who my God is. My God is not your God. That's all you need to know. And money is not my God. That being said, hit the like button. Subscribe button. Find the subscribe button and hit it. Now, I want to finish listening out to Hannity, even though he's getting on my nerves right now. And I don't know if I can listen to 10 minutes of this shyst.
They rejected it, and now we're going to see 3 times.
I don't know who this brother is here, but clearly he's trying to move up the ladder. And Blondie, she's in on it. You understand? She's like, I'm not going to sleep my way to the top. I got better morals than that. But if you want me to tell a little white lie.
He sets deadlines and he expects for them to be followed. Let's bring in Sean Hannity.
And over again, he preferred peace. He didn't want it to come to this, but after Operation Midnight Hammer, he gave them 50 days for peace. You'd think they might have learned something after he obliterated their nuclear program. They've been given every opportunity to choose peace. They chose, their death cult. And again, as you guys have been saying, and by the way,
Stop, man. What is their death cult? Islam? Damn, this is crazy. Damn. Rhetoric is nuts. The rhetoric is high. I don't have any religion, but the rhetoric. Do we know that to be true? Or is he just, it's not true. It's a rhetorical question. But what rhetoric, what death cult are you talking about? Be clear. Don't just throw out something like that. They chose their death cult. Does that mean they chose a terrorist extremist group? I don't know what he means by that.
Not slept at all from last night. Watching all of this, praying for our troops.
Sean Hannity says he has not slept at all. I slept like a fucking baby. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. I probably woke up the household with my snoring, right? Doesn't mean I didn't care. So I'm not going to sell you guys some shist, and it's not true. Fucking whitest of white men is telling you that he didn't sleep a wink because of the Iranian people. Are you shitting me? This is what I'm talking about. People just pee on your head, back of your head. No. That's perspiration from the gods. What? It stinks of onions.
what makes Donald Trump so consequential and so transformational is, again, how many presidents did one of you guys just mention have an opportunity to take out this regime, and they didn't have the political courage to do it, even when they were killing American citizens at times. The president laid out the long history of death of Americans. They chant death to America, death to Israel. And, I tried to remind people last night on my show that we have got to understand, and every American should understand, this should transcend politics, that evil does exist. In the
I can't. I want to finish this show. Please. Please. This is crazy. I'm tired of these people playing in our faces. Right? And I'm not buying. I'm just trying. This is why I'm not politically correct. Because when they know you buy that political correct shit, they say stupid shit like he's saying right now. We have to believe evil exists. Who are you? I'm sorry, did I give you the impression that I didn't think evil exists in this world? Either two things. The white man, the elite white man, not the broke white man, not the fucking white man that I go to work with, Tommy. I'm not talking about him. Huh? Leave Tommy alone. He's trying. You understand? I go to work with him. I understand he talks to me. I talk to him. I'm not talking about that white man. Talk about this other fucking guy. The one that can make decisions. The one that helps make decisions in the system. That's the fucking white guy I'm talking to. Two things. Either he is not, and that's not most of you guys. That's not fucking you. You understand? That's not you. Either he is seriously unaware on how the perception is of him. He has no idea of how people truly look at him. Or he don't care and he's just willing to tell you some shite to see if you're gonna buy it. Sean Hannity's gonna tell us about evil? Who? Do you understand the face of evil has been the Caucasian man on this fucking planet? Unfortunately, and I say unfortunate because you're not the only one that's Caucasian, bro. So, with a logical thinker like myself, I say, oh, that's a difficult one to explain to the people because you're not talking to all Caucasian people at all. And you don't want to offend all Caucasian people. But the conversation must take place. How do you do that? Well, you tell them just like you did. I'm not talking to all of you. But the face of the evil that has happened on this planet just so happens to be fucking Caucasian. So, Mr. Hannity, with all due respect, sir, we absolutely fucking know for 1,000 of a fact that evil exists, stupid. We didn't need you for that. Thank you, though.
Last century, if you look at Mao, China, Stalin, Russia, Hitler, Germany, Mussolini, fascism, Tojo, Japan, Pol Pot, the killing fields, it's estimated over 100 million human souls have died. Now, I've been watching all the analysis all night long, and so many smart people have been on. I sum it up in my own words, my own way, and we are witnessing the Trump doctrine in action, which is try for peace at all costs, give everything you've got towards the peace process, and if that doesn't work, the Trump doctrine is very clear. Some people interpret it to be isolationism. He's anything but an isolationist, as evidenced by, wiping out the ISIS caliphate, taking out Soleimani on that tarmac, Baghdadi and associates, dropping the mother of all bombs in Afghanistan, and culminating with Operation Midnight Hammer, dropping 14 bunker buster bombs and destroying their nuclear ambitions. But, this is for the future. The vision the president.
All right, that's the realest thing he said since he started talking stupid shit, and I'm gonna. I don't have any more time to waste on this rhetoric, so I'm gonna tell you what this is all about. But it has everything to do with what he just said. Everything. The last piece that he just said. This is about the future. That's it. You could have saved all the rest of that and just said, yo, this is about the future. And I would have respected you. You understand? It's not about race. It's not about race. Where we're going, remember that line in Back to the Future? Roads, where we're going, there are no roads, right? Where we're going, there's not necessarily going to be a need for all of the constructs that the next time dispensation that we're entering into, there's no need for, there's not a necessity for the constructs that we had in the last time dispensation. So that's why you're starting to see, it feels like the racism is lifting up a little bit, and then like there are some Caucasian people that are struggling with that because they're like, yo, we want to go back to the old America, and what they're trying to tell you is we're not going back, and there's no need for that. Like we just used you. We didn't love you either, nigga. What the fuck you mean? We didn't love you either. We tried to poison your food. We tried to poison their food. What's up? Huh? We didn't just release AIDS to them. You could have caught AIDS too. It just so happened that we kind of focused on them more. They didn't love you either. I mean, I'm just here to tell you that. You understand? When Fauci helped them release that fucking COVID-19, this shit wasn't... It didn't exclude Caucasian people. It didn't. If you was in the know, you was in the know. You understand? And when he said, yo, take the excuse me, Senator, when you question me, you question science. When he was talking all that silly shit. He didn't know who it was going to go to. He didn't care about you either. I'm telling you this for a reason. I'm telling you this because if there is to be a resistance, I need you to get that old shit out your fucking head. Right? Now, I'm down to clown all around the town. I'm not going to dig a grave. It's just so somebody could put me in that shit. Right? I'm not going to do it. So we can act like the NWO is not here. We can act like the New World Order is not upon us. But for one, I told you this shit was coming decades ago. And now we're here. You know what you call me? A conspiracy theorist. And now we're here. And I know you're like, well, now we're where? Is this a show about Iran or not? I'm about to show you why we really did what we did. And it had nothing to do with nukes. And it had nothing to do with any of that shit. Let me put you on to something. Remember Fire Marshal Bill? He said, well, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Show you something. It has nothing to do with that. While I get this ready, I want to remind you of a time. It was over a decade ago that Minister Louis Farrakhan, he came to New York. And I went with my brothers down to 116th Street in Harlem. Now they are FOI. They are Fruit of Islam. They are NOI. One of them was FOI and NOI, right? NOI is Nation of Islam for those that don't know, and the Fruit of Islam is like they're men who protect their nation. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how every civilization should live. That's how every civilization should live. I don't care what your star seed is. I don't care what your star seed. And that's another thing. We have to start teaching galactic star seed history, but you don't know it. So hit the subscribe button, and when you come over here, you will learn it. Because they're never going to teach you that information. It's too fringe for them. Well, if you want to learn, they're not going to teach you. So I'm just letting you know. You hit the subscribe button, you'll learn about your star seed and all that other stuff over here. So, but I don't care if you are Atlantean, if you're Lyran, you're Pleiadian, you understand, you're Andromedan. I don't care if you are Anunnakian, Martian, Maldekian. I don't care. See, there's a lot of entities down here, but we'll get to that another show. We won't get to that to this show because it'll take you off the focus. But every culture should live like that. Anyway, I went down there to listen to the minister, and I knew it was going to be history, so I was very proud to even be there. I seen the minister. I was like, oh, snap, Minister Farrakhan. It's a big deal. I'm proud as shit, right? Mr. Farrakhan is talking to Muammar Gaddafi on the big screen. I watched Minister Farrakhan warn Muammar Gaddafi, brother, my brother, be careful, they're after you. I watched Muammar Gaddafi respond, say something to the effect of God's will be done. I don't know whose will be done, but I was definitely watching TV and it was stabbing Muammar Gaddafi all in his lower abdomen, his buttock, everything. I said, I don't know if this is God's will, but I know for a fact that you wanted to start trading with the gold dinar, and that shit did not go over well. I don't know if this is God's will or if the will had anything to do with it, but I know the people on this, the entities on this planet, they have a system, and they did not want you operating outside of that system. That's the only thing I do know.
In the next 3 years, you're going to have at least 2 more regime changes, and there's no limiting principle right
now. Let me tell everybody that this was a month ago, so we wasn't even close when I called him Tommy. Hey Thomas, you don't mind if I call you Tommy, do you? When Thomas Massie said this, we had not yet gone to war. I just want to remind everyone that fact. When Thomas Massie said this, we had not yet gone to war.
Now. And
shout out to Jimmy Dore. He never strikes me for his videos, using his videos. May he never strike me. Shout out to go over here and subscribe to his channel too if you haven't.
You asked me to make a prediction. If ever I don't answer one of your questions, it's not because I was avoiding the question. It's because I thought there was 3 questions in one.
Okay.
And so
they say that Tommy. Why do I keep calling him Tommy? That's your new name. But we got to throw something in the middle of that. Tommy the Hammer? We'll see. We'll see. That name was reserved for Judah the Hammer. Shout out to the Maccabee brothers. They wasn't having that shit at all. Thomas Massey, they say, is one of the only ones. Because I swear before God, that pretty thing from Georgia, what do you call her? Marjorie Taylor Greene? God, I like that. But dig it. They said both of them is the only ones that, there might be more, that don't have an APAC handler. Is that true? I don't know. That could just be talk. But it's commendable if neither one of them have an APAC handler. That's commendable, because we see where APAC handlers have gotten us. America, it's gotten our politicians selling off America like it's a hot flea market on a Saturday morning. It's disgusting. Let's keep going though.
I answered two of them and forgot to answer your main question. You asked me to make a prediction on Iran. I've got a 30,000-foot crystal ball I want to use. I don't know what's going to happen in Iran, but the fact that we just kidnapped the leader of Venezuela and everybody...
Now, I want you to listen to his reasoning. I want you to listen to Tom. I keep calling him Tommy. His new name is Tommy. Tommy Mass. I knew we would get it. Tommy Mass. That's your gangster name. Never mind Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger went out bad. Fucking horrible. Didn't even get a chance to go out like a gangster. God. Went out bad. Tommy Mass. That's his new name. Listen to what Tommy Mass has to say on Venezuela. It's all going to start to make sense. Never mind nuclear programs and all this silly shit. Because the foreign minister of Iran, I already gave you the dates. They don't line up. So they already said, yo, we'll give you everything. We'll give you everything. And the United States said, do we want it now? Right? I'm kind of offended. When I asked you to do it, you didn't want to do it. So, no, but I'll give you everything. It's not even about that now. It's just I'm offended now. All right. Yeah, so we're going to bomb some girls' schools and we'll just keep bombing until we find the fucking Ayatollah. Either way, we'll get him out and put in who we want in. So every time you hear President Trump say, Iran, it is up to you to take over your country back, that's because they already have somebody in place. Don't buy none of this shit they selling. Stop being stupid and naive. And if you don't know what's going on, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Come over here and hit the subscribe button, and I will break it down.
Just kind of look the other way, and including our European allies. Like, I think as soon as we did that in Venezuela, and you barely heard a whimper over there, Trump's like, well, hell, Greenland's on the menu now. Like, they're not going to stop me in Venezuela. Let's try Greenland. What's interesting is Putin had more claim to Crimea than Trump has to Greenland. Right? I mean, at least there was some historical basis, and most of the people there in Crimea spoke Russian, and they had a big military installation and whatnot. Here's my prediction. My prediction is I don't know where we're going to do regime change, but there's 3 years left, and every time the president does something without Congress acting, Congress's power to intervene atrophies.
That's the realest thing he said right there, because it was so true, right? And it's not only Congress's fault, because we can sit back and we can complain that Congress is not doing anything, but it is our fault too, because we're not doing anything. Have we reached out to ours? I haven't. Have we reached out to our senators, our congressmen, and asked them why is the president allowed to go to fucking war without Congress activating and giving permission? Because that is the process. That's the true process. So all of these funny ways of circumventing a process, just like Thomas Massey says, actually atrophies the whole system, because since when do you become president and out the gate you sign fucking executive orders? That is not what executive orders were for. And every time we get a new president, they just up it, right? The first guy comes in, he signs 100 fucking executive orders, then nobody says anything. The next guy comes in, he riddles off 200, 300. Last guy that came in, 400 fucking. It was such a circus show, right? Mind you, I voted for the guy, but it was still a circus fucking show, because then you had people. You had people in there with their kids. It got stupid really fast. Both of them are on the spectrum, the father and son, so it's like looking really crazy. And you sitting at home like, I've never seen no shit like this in my life, in all my living. This dude has on a cap. Right, it's certain shit that you know etiquette, right? You go inside a government building, a school, you take off your hat. It doesn't matter if your hairline looks like mine. You understand? It is about the respect level. Of course your shit is pushed back, huh? Shit look crazy. Huh? I'm out here looking like fucking Dan Bongino Jr. But you go into a church, you go into a religious place, you take off your fucking hat. There's no lip. Yo, my hairline is, take off your fucking hat. Not this guy. Huh? His kids is running around the fucking president's office. He has on a fucking cap. I knew we was cooked right there. I said, we cooked, baby. We are fucking cooked. See if I can get Uber Eats on it. I don't know how long. Uber Eats, you deliver alcohol? Nah. Fuck, I need something strong. What? Nah, I don't want no weed from you, guy. Bang it on him. Fucking Uber Eats guy trying to sell me weed. I just want to know if you deliver alcohol. I want a bottle of wine. Want your bullshit fentanyl laced weed? This regime change was part of the conversation. It's not the whole part. Okay, so if regime part is part of the conversation, Jamel, why? I think that's the key question. Why did they need regime change? Because it had nothing to do with nuclear programs. Let me tell you that right now. Let's just kick all that nuclear stupid shit out the way. And we're going to get to why they wanted regime change in a second. But why? They had to get regime change, right? So, keep on listening to Tommy Mass.
And the power of our European allies, whenever they don't say anything, their power atrophies. And so I see no limiting principle. There's in the rationalization for why we did what we did in Venezuela or why we can bomb Iran, there's no limiting principle. So my prediction is this: in the next 3 years, you're going to have at least 2 more regime changes. And I don't know if it's going to be Iran or where it's going to be, but there will be regime change. It's on the menu, and there's no limiting principle right now.
Well, he was accurate about that.
And so you would think that would destroy J.D. Vance's chance of becoming president, or this coalition of MAGA that Trump created. A lot of it was the libertarian non-interventionists, right? A lot of them wanted to ratchet down the deficit and the debt, and he's just doing the exact opposite. A lot of them wanted to expand free speech. He's limiting it.
Every reason we voted for him, it went another way. Right? He brought up the deficit coming down and how we could repay it. And because he is a businessman, I don't care if he went bankrupt. That has nothing to do. That's a loophole. Right? People who look down on for people who go fucking bankrupt, you just don't understand how things work in America. I'm not going to say you don't understand business, but you could be back on your fucking feet in 6 months. They're going to wipe all that shit clean. This is what the loophole was for. Take advantage of it. I don't care about him going bankrupt. But as a businessman, if you turn 10 million into $1 billion, right? People talking that, his father gave him 10 million to start. All right. I promise you, if your fucking father gave you $1 million to start, you'd be fucking broke or dead. I promise you. I cannot tell you the amount of people I see get close to $200,000 in life insurance money and end up fucking in jail or worse than they were before on narcotics and become alcoholics. Why? Because they spent all that money, Jack, and they don't know where it went. They just know they had a good time spending it. So it's not how much someone gives you. Fred Koch gave his sons some money. David and Charles. Actually, he gave all his children money. But he told them, this money I'm giving you could either make you or break you. And he said, if I give it to you and you squander it, then, hey, I guess it's on me for giving you money that you wasn't ready for. But hopefully, he said, I know you're not going to do that. So when Trump started talking about lowering the deficit, I thought this was a real situation. You know why? I knew about the New World Order. I just thought he was on QAnon's side. I really didn't know what side he was on yet. Because he was saying everything to make it seem like he was on the side that I was on. Right? I knew about the New World Order, as most of us did. And then when he started doing everything in the opposite, I said, they must have a control file on him or something. Right? Do remember, J. Edgar Hoover, they had the picture of him giving fellatio to some guy. So he never prosecuted the mob, but he went after little old clergymen, black clergymen. COINTELPRO. What? No, we're the ones that need help, brother. Shut up, nigga. You shut your Negro lips, your big Negro lips. Bang! We'll have none of that. You hear? Yeah, see? None of your Negro talk back. Bang! He used to have the blue light parties. Him and Cardinal Spellman. Don't worry, we'll get into it. Hit the fucking subscribe button and you gonna get it. We gonna get into it. I promise you, you'll learn all that shit over here. Trump did the exact opposite of why I voted for him, man.
A lot of them wanted to ratchet down the deficit and the debt, and he's just doing the exact opposite. A lot of them wanted to expand free speech. He's limiting it. It's just nuts. What was my question? And now I can't even remember it. But
well, by the way, to your point about the coalition with the libertarians, that is true. I called up Donald Trump. I didn't expect him to take my call. This was before the November election. And on the second ring, I hear, "Hello, this is Donald." And he was on his plane to go tape Joe Rogan, and he has me in his phone. And we chatted for a while, and I said, look, there's, I think there are a lot of libertarians and independents who follow me who are not on board yet. And it's not a whole lot. It's not like a giant number, but it could make the difference in Pennsylvania or Wisconsin. And I would like to endorse you. And he and I talked about his coalition with libertarians. He had gone to the national convention. He said, they love me at the convention. And, I was there. He got roundly booed a few times, but he was right.
Oh, God. Tommy Mass, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm good on anybody pushing liberalism. If you ask me, that's why we're at right. Some of the reason why we're at where right now. I'm good. Just give me I'm more conservative, right? Our ancestors, the people who got us here, they had certain things in place. People had roles to play. That shit was working for the family. As soon as you start talking that crazy liberal shit, everything goes out the window. Everything goes out the window. Your daughter's a guy. Your son's a gal. Your wife's not fucking listening. She's out here arguing with people, other men, like she's a man, putting the whole family in jeopardy. There's weirdos in the bathroom. You got a group of schmucks coming to talk to first graders, the second graders, third graders about, hey, are you confused? I'm sorry, did my child say they were? Where's this conversation coming from? No, we just wanted to know. What? Why does this guy have on fucking pantyhose? No, he's a... So first of all, that's a she. I'm good. Good on this stupid shit. Let's get to the real reason. Right?
Clark said we're gonna
This is my girl. Catherine Austin Fitz. I call her American hero. I hope she doesn't let me down. You understand? I've been fooled, obviously, by fucking Donald Trump. She does have Atlantean heritage. We can tell from the hair and the eyes. She's some type of Atlantean Lyran. Is she the good one or bad? I don't know. But right now, I think she's an American hero. She came to the forefront with this information. She put her life on the line. So I'm going to take another risk, right? And vouch for somebody who I think is a good person. I pray I don't find her in the Epstein files and no kinky shit. Please, Catherine, please. Please just be one of the good ones. Shout out to you that's watching the show. If you watched the show thus far, we will now get into why they're bombing Iran. It has nothing to do with the nuclear program at all, quite frankly. Hold on, let me just check something. Can you do me a favor? Can you guys hit the like button? And could you subscribe to the channel? We needed, the last time I checked, we needed 33 subscribes. Can we get them tonight? I just needed 33. We needed 33 subscribers tonight. All right. That being said, because I gotta go lay down. There's no Knights of the Seven Kingdoms tonight. It doesn't matter because I already read the book twice. But I wanted to see what HBO did with Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. They did okay. They changed some things around. Not much. The book is better. If you really want to enjoy Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, read the book. All right, here we go.
Invade 7 countries in 5 years. What you were talking about were the countries where those central banks were not on board to do programmable money. And their government.
That's what it comes down to. Captain Austin Fitz be putting y'all into game, but, you know, you want to watch cat memes and stupid shit. Right? If you had the ability to listen to a little bit of nerd shit, you would walk away with understanding. But it's too nerdy for you. It comes down to this, man. And they were. It's not like they've been hiding any of this stuff since they introduced it to the world. They gave you crypto coins. You could have even made your own coin. Right? They let you play with all of this stuff. NFTs. They let you play with it all. You brought crypto. You made money off crypto. You lost money on crypto. I know I did. I made more money than I lost money on crypto. But that was just to normalize the behavior. That was to get you involved. Now you in. Hook, line, and sinker. You're in. You're all in. Right? You done invested so much in Bitcoin. That shit is about to drop. Drop it, little girl. Drop it, little girl. It's over for Bitcoin, right? And I was telling everybody, yo, I told everybody. Swear to God, I told everybody. I said, yo, you think the central bank is going to give up power to some random fucking guy, Satoshi Nakamoto? Are you shitting me? That doesn't make sense. They've been in power for how long? You think they don't know everything? But you took a blockchain course on LinkedIn, so you thought you knew more than me. Right? Yeah. You had a subscription to lynda.com. $29.99 a month. And you took the blockchain course. So you thought, no, see, you don't understand, brother. Blockchain is decentralized. From who? The banks. And I laughed in your face. I said, all right, cool. You got blockchain. Blockchain don't need oversight? So maybe the layer of oversight is not positioned in your head where you think where it's going to be. You're not thinking, young Jedi. You are overwhelmed by the possibilities of how you can make money and not seeing what's going on. So as the conversations got more complicated with crypto, I started to hear different other keywords added to the conversation. Smart contracts. Programmable money. I said, oh, that's what we need to be focused at. What are you? They said, nah. The new coin is Light Moon. Bro, you still missing. Fuck it, man. Go over there, make whatever money you going to make. And I'll be over here really analyzing this because this is not making they're building something to control everything, and you are not even recognizing what they're building. Now, let's just say, for instance, I want to give a scenario that's just hypothetical. Hypothetically, what if all of these countries are already on board with each other, but they know that abrupt change freaks Homo sapiens sapiens out. So they don't want to initiate abrupt change. So what they have done is agreed on goals to meet together for a common end result. And the common end result will be what we have been calling for 30, 40 years, the New World Order. I'm not supposed to say that because when the system hears that, it likes to get rid of some people. So there's certain words I don't like to say, but for a more dramatic effect and so that it hits home, I'm going to say those words. Not too many times, but just enough for it to resonate with your brain, your mind. Now they tell me that no man shall be able to buy without the mark of the beast. And the mark of the beast shall be 666. We won't get into that tonight. Although I can. I just choose not to. Nonetheless, the mark of the beast has something to do with being digitized. The mark of the beast is your anatomy. It is the carbon-12. The 6 electrons, the 6 protons, and the 6 neutrons. And the goal, if you can tell how feverishly they've been working on your DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, they have access to the codes, the ATCGs. They have access to the codes of your genetics. They learned how to sequence it. They learned how to edit it, which is wild. With all that they've learned how to manipulate it, they have a vision. A vision. A vision that does not incorporate a physical fiat dollar. This one, where we're going, there are no roads. This is an intangible fiat currency, nonetheless. So when the United Nations partnered in 20, well, they didn't partner with the WEF in 2030, but they did partner. It was an official partnership. It was not like a conspiracy. You can look it up. There's an article. Well, this was an actual partnership between the two organizations that said we want to meet sustainable goals by the year 2030. You have to understand what some of those sustainable goals are and what that may take. Now, the changes that are going to take place are going to take change from everything from the smallest grain of soil all the way up to the highest levels of governments. And that's not even a exaggeration, right? Trust me, I wish it was an exaggeration what I just said, but you can look up what Monsanto has been up to. and it has been not good, and it does affect your topsoil. And yet, just like I promised, it also has to do with governments being on board with the new system. So we're entering into a new dispensation, as I promised before. And either you're with us or against us. Now, that is my pre-ramble. I want you to listen to an expert now. Her name is Catherine Austin Fitz. And she will explain it with more details and, quite frankly, more eloquent than I.
If you go back to 9/11, and when Wesley Clark said we're gonna invade 7 countries in 5 years, what you were talking about were the countries where those central banks were not on board to do programmable money, and their governance structures were not on board with essentially, because of Epstein, I'll call it the Rockefeller Rothschild model. There was an effort to say, okay, we're going to basically assert control of the central banks in those countries. That's my interpretation. And I think one of the reasons we're seeing so much tension around Iran is because Iran right now is the big leakage in the system.
How?
So
it's not about their nukes?
No. So, Iran's central bank counts. One of the reasons it counts is because their oil and energy is very important, including for China.
Yeah.
And that's very important in the BRICS system. What the BRICS system is trying to do is to create independent payment systems. But if you're going to come out with programmable money, with digital IDs that are interoperable globally, and programmable money that controls in each jurisdiction centrally, you can't afford leakage. And so
you can't afford leakage. You can't afford leakage. Either you're on board with this, stop saying you're going to circumvent the central bank, right? Because Senator, when you question me, Senator, you really question science. So when you try to circumvent middlemen like the Federal Reserve, Senator, you're really you're really trying to circumvent the central bank, right? And I find that offensive. That's what's going on, Jack. Right? So Iran, is you in, or you still want to hold this conversation about your independence? Because you can't win. And if you're not in Venezuela, if you're not in Iran, and all you other countries that's not in, there's going to be a regime change. Because we got goals to meet by the year 2030. Never mind who you think is in charge. You don't know the names of the reptilians in charge. I assure you don't know their names. I don't care what names you know. You don't know their names. Because their names are not in the press every day. Their names barely, funny enough, one of their names ended up in the Epstein files. That's crazy talk. But it's not a name we would hear all the time. Let's keep listening to this lady, because she's putting you onto game right now so you can start to understand what this is really about. Look at what we did. We didn't really go in there and do too much, right? He bombed them, killed the Ayatollah, and they say, yo, Iran, this is now the time to take back your land. Now, what he's really saying is, without you knowing it, we about to send you over a new leader, right? And that's going to be the guy. That's the guy.
Oh, you've got way too much leakage in the system to proceed with what they're trying to do. And Iran is, and the BRIC nations are a sticking point. And certainly Iran's oil, feeding China gives China greater independence.
So my question is,
So you
hold up, Tucker. I know you're going to say something. Tucker gets on my nerves sometimes. Because Tucker be acting like he's totally oblivious to what's going on. Yo, that gets on my nerves. Him and Joe Rogan like to do this, bro. And that burns my britches. Right? I don't know who I hate does it more. I think I hate when Joe Rogan does it more, right? Joe Rogan's like, you think they would do that? Yo, shut up, Joe. Shut up, bro. Like, I know you would probably kick my ass because you definitely know way more martial arts than me. But shut up, bro. Hate when Joe Rogan do that. You think they would do that? That he does that when he doesn't want to be transparent about a politically incorrect conversation. He knows the answer, but he doesn't want to lose sponsorship. So that's when he'd be like, "Yeah, you think they would do that? Hey, Jamie, pull that up, huh? I don't believe that. Come on, Joe." And Tucker be doing the same thing. Tucker, your pops was CIA. Why? Why are you insulting my intelligence? That's why Nick the Mick Fuentes Nick the Mick Fuentes, fucking Irish Mexican. What? What? Can I get the Irish community to come to the front? Which mic is on? Which camera is hot? Is this camera hot? Can we get the Irish Nick the fucking Mick Fuentes? How did this happen? He was on your boy's heels though, wasn't he? Mick. I'll leave him alone. I'll be leaving Nick alone because it's not time for me to go to war with Nick yet. When it's time, you'll know. Let's just be grateful he finally got some suits his size, right? Who the fuck was putting him in these oversized Trump suits? It's neither here nor there. I was about to say something, but I started rambling too much. Let me go back for a second.
And Iran is, and the BRIC nations are a sticking point. And certainly Iran's oil, feeding.
That's what I was about to say. China did jack shit. Yo, China? Yo, China, you are dangerous. China's dangerous, right? China's like the guy that tried to get me to go stab somebody in the neck with a number 2 pencil. China's on that bullshit. Like, yo, this is what I want you to do. Mind you, I told you the guns is on the way. That's why I asked them, yo, we gonna move now? Because they already told me now the guns is on their way. I'm like, all right, bet. Guns is on my way. I go in there, start freestyling. You understand? Yo, don't nobody move. Yo, nah, he like, yo, fuck all that gun shit. Here, take this. Take the. He didn't even want me to see what he was passing me. He was like, yo, take this right here. I'm like, what's this? He was like, go in there, stab him in the fucking neck and get out of there. Get out of there. Right as soon as you do it, get out of there. Like, you got to tell. Like, if he didn't tell me to get out of there, I was just going to be like, Like, I was just going to stick around. I need you to fucking tell me to get out of there. But first of all, this plan is pseudo, bro. I'm not going nowhere to stab nobody with a number 2 pencil. Fuck out of here. Let's get a real plan going here, bro. That's China. China's fucking reply was crazy. They was like, yo, we look down upon this type of behavior. This is no... Oh, that's all you got to say? Yo, they killed our leader, China. This is bad, United States. Bad. Gets me sick. This same stupid shit Sean Hannity was talking a second ago. I couldn't sleep all night long. I slept fine. I got the pillow top shit. You gotta get pillow top, Sean. I don't know what you sleeping on. Sound like you sleeping on trash, bro. I'm sleeping on pillow tops. I ain't gonna hold you. Right? You couldn't sleep. I'm never gonna get... As much as I hate the fact that young people died, I'm not gonna get up here and tell you I couldn't sleep. I slept just fine. I still woke up angry, and I still woke up concerned. Because I'm like, yo, those people didn't have to die, man. Them young girls in that school did not have to die. Any of our soldiers did not. Nobody had to die for this. But it goes back to what President Trump said. If you're listening to what he's saying we're doing things that other people, they're not going to do. Right? I can read between the lines. The only person who used to really say that New World Order shit out loud was the Bush family, because they was drunk off power. Them boys was crazy. They was nuts. They'll go up there doing all type of symbols. They didn't care. They was nuts. I used to like the younger Bush speeches, because when he get frustrated, the more he get frustrated, the less he cares. So he start to show, and you would really think a joke was about to, like a punchline. No, that's him getting upset. He's about to say some crazy shit. He's trying to hold it in. So he's, I don't give a fuck. That's what you expect to come. That's what Maswell had came out once them shoulders start going, Jack. He don't care no more about. First of all, there's a new world order, right? New world order. It is, Jack. So we knew the new world order was upon us. They were getting everything in place. This is a big project. Take it from somebody who's run. I've been project manager on a number of projects. This is a big project. A big project. And seeing how the simulation played out from... Remember the simulation they did at... was it John Jay? Not John Jay. John Hopkins University. They did the COVID simulation to see how it would play out right before they enacted the real fucking version of it. You need everything in place. One of the things I used to like about being a project manager was the sprints, right? And this is when, you do this daily thing. You have a daily conversation with the teams in the morning, and I ask them, what's blocking you, right? Is there anything blocking you? Anything you need to talk about? Do you need support in any area? And pretty much everyone comes to me obviously we had all type of channels of communication. But the too many channels, we had Slack, right? We had what's the other shit that Atlassian makes? Confluence. We had Slack, we had Confluence, we had all type of stuff to use for communication. What I found out is some of that shit can get really convoluted. Meaning it was supposed to be good for communication, and all of a sudden it turned to you don't know where to find anything. So sometimes just a good old-fashioned point person will do. But who's your point person when you're in cahoots for a global dominance with the rest of the world, for a one world order? And at the end of all of this, the central bank is really, again, the central bank is puppeting all of these governments. So I guess your question is, well, who's part of this central bank? Because I know Mayor Amschel Rothschild is dead. Well, that's a good question. I don't have an answer for you. But someone has to lend another country money. And if they're not lending them any money, then those are the countries that are on the list for dying. The countries that don't want to cooperate with the central banks are the ones that are failing. That's as simple as it goes. You're not going to stand. You can't. How? You lost, Rock. Every fight I got you, you lost. The Great White Hopeless, they called you. Yeah. So this is not rocket science. And you too. They got your boy out there too, Ray Ray. Huh? You may be frustrated, but what you gonna do? You didn't even write a letter yet to your congressman or senator. So you're not gonna do shit but watch my show and hit the subscribe button. That's what you're gonna do. Right? You're gonna talk all that shit. You talked all that shit. And when they said, yo, take the COVID shot, take the COVID vaccine or lose your job, man, you pulled up your goddamn sleeve so fast. Huh? Right there, Playboy. Mortgage don't wait. So don't talk that slick shit to me like you're gonna do anything different. You're not. Just admit it though. You know, knowledge itself is good. It's okay. I don't want to. I'd rather hear that shit now than later. No. The reasons. Listen, hear me out, Saladin. I got kids. Yo. You don't have to tell me nothing. I've been there. Trust me. I shared my story with you. You understand? I was out here driving Uber. All because of the places that was offering me jobs, they was like, yo, we got a job, 6 figures out the gate, sign on bonus, 10 grand, what's up? You just gotta take we need you to take the vaccine, it's mandatory. See the type of world we living in? Now, that shit don't even exist. No one's asking you to take a fucking shot now. It's all bullshit. You know why? Because we're all humans, and we're all humans that are part of the Stanley Milgram program. Stanley Milgram program. I mean, we got time for Stanley Milgram? Is Winter in the house? I think Uncle Andy's here. I seen Uncle Andy a second ago. Stanley Milgram. I tell you, I'm not gonna steer you the wrong way. This your best bet to subscribe to my channel, cause I'm on that real shit.
A decade earlier, psychologist Stanley Milgram had also looked at how we respond to authority. In order to understand how people were induced to obey unjust regimes and participate in atrocities such as the Holocaust, he set up an experiment. Volunteers were told they were taking part in scientific research to improve memory.
Would you open those and tell me which of you is which, please? Teacher. Where? Teacher.
Separated by a screen, the teacher would ask the learner questions in a word game and administer an electric shock when the answer was incorrect. He was told to increase the voltage with each wrong answer.
Cloud. Horse. Rock. House. Answer. Wrong. 150 volts. Answer. Horse.
Experiment. That's all. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, please.
Continue, please. Go right on.
I refuse to go on. Let me out.
Refuses to go on. The experiment requires you continue, teacher. Please continue.
Participants didn't know that the learner was really an actor and the so-called shocks harmless.
You're gonna get a shock. 180 volts.
Yeah. Huh? Your job got new stupid requirements. You're a fucking manager. You thought that was a great thing, huh? Now you gotta be the one to look at the look on his face. Huh? He said now I gotta give you a shot, huh? 130 volts. But he still did it. You know why he still did it? Because he wants what was promised to him. It's not about you. He wants what was promised. He didn't do this shit for nothing. Right? I came here today. You said you was giving out hot soup. With the crackers. He's leaving now without a bowl of hot soup? Hell no. He's going to turn up. Let me tell you something. Now listen, goddammit, you offered me soup, you see? And I want it. Everyone's concerned. There's a little bit of empathy there, but he keeps hitting the shock button.
Oh. I can't stand the pain. Let me out of here.
Can't stand it. I'm not going to kill that man there. I mean, who's going to take the responsibility if anything happens to that gentleman?
Yo, let me tell you something. When I first seen this, I really thought he was going to stop, right? I was like, oh, good for him. Good for him. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to kill that man. Immediately, it went to legal. It went to the legalities of a thing. You see, we start compromising with ourselves, our principles. Yeah, well, who's gonna be liable? Is that me? Once he found out he wasn't gonna be liable, he got back on right on the
responsible for anything that happens here. Continue, please.
Continue, please.
All right, next one, slow.
He said all right. Right? And we get these people in every industry. So don't think, that has nothing to do with me. I'm a lawyer. No, it has everything to do with you because you know that fucking guy is innocent that you're going against. But you have a job to do. And you was promised money. And that bonus is looking good, right? You didn't study all these years to become a doctor to fucking fail now. But you know goddamn well the efficacy rate is not high at all for what you offering these people on these goddamn stupid ass drugs from this lady or man who just walked out of here in that fucking $5,000 suit. But you get residual income on that and you came for what you came for. We are all victims of the Stanley Milgram experience. Guess what, though? You think you're doing it to somebody, but somebody's doing that shit to you, too, Jack. Right? Police officer. He doesn't want to break the blue wall of silence, so he takes up for his buddies. It's all the blue wall. I mean, it's all the Stanley Milgram. At the end of the day, all of this shit is one big Stanley Milgram experiment. Fucking pastors selling you hope. They don't believe in these fairy tales no more than you did, but they're selling you hope. So they figure I got a job to do. Right? They're fucking playing around with little boys after and before the service. But during the service, they're... Oh, man. Huh? Everyone's a charlatan. We all got jobs to do.
Dance, truck, music.
2/3 of volunteers were prepared to administer a potentially fatal electric shock when encouraged to do so by what they perceived as a legitimate authority figure. In this case, a man in a white coat.
375 volts. I think something's happened to that fellow in there. I don't get no answer. He was hollering a less voltage. Can't you check in and see if he's all right, please?
Milgram's finding...
He's dead, brother, and you killed him. Now you're concerned. You killed him, even though he's an actor, ladies and gentlemen. But that's not the point. The point is, somebody in a white coat is going to tell us what to do, and they're going to say it's okay. Now, it's up to your principles and your morals to say if truly you're okay with this. Right? Now, if you're sitting at home right now because you're an underachiever and you think this is in some form or fashion legitimizes your street ideology bullshit, it doesn't, right? Because you don't have no morals either, because you fucking say all this shit about the white man and then you prey on your people just like a Klansman. So I don't want to hear your idiotic bullshit either. Yeah, that's why I don't fuck with the police. Get them out. No, I'm not on your side either. Not on your side either. You just practice protecting your women and children. You fucking underachiever. Yeah. You out here proud to underachieve. Fuck out of here. Just protect the women and children in your community. I don't need any accolades from you. I don't need a fucking hand job from you. You want to repay me? Just look after the women and children in your community, sucker, and stop littering. Let's just start with the little shit. Huh? We see Tisha Mayer's in the house. Tisha, how you been?
Horrified America. They showed that decent American citizens were as capable of committing acts against their conscience as the Germans had been under the Nazis.
Of course. Of course. It's funny because all of that shit that these Ashkenazis talked, right? And all of this pity that they wanted you to have, and then they immediately went and did all of that shit to Palestinians. But that's neither here nor there. Because once I start talking about them, YouTube just snatch people up out of here. So we're not at that point of the show for people to get snatched up. We're at the point of the show where I ask you to please hit the subscribe button. We'll get to them. We'll get to them at the end of the show. Let's just save them for the end. Because we seen the experiment I did last night. I started talking about them. YouTube dropped 75 people out of here in a matter of fucking 2 minutes. Just like that. So we're not doing that tonight. We're not doing that tonight. However, I want to go back to Mrs. Catherine Austin Fitts. I'm not joking when I say I have a lot of respect, and I do consider her a American hero. I do. I'm not joking. Because she came to the light with this information, and I didn't see anybody else come with this type of information. So, bless her. Bless her. That's all I can say. Bless her. All right, let's take a listen. Let's take a listen.
To proceed with what they're trying to do. And Iran is, and the BRIC nations are a sticking point. And certainly Iran's oil, feeding China gives China greater independence.
So you think that one of the motives behind toppling all these governments was the creation of the control grid we're talking about now?
Right. So if you go back, so you had the wonderful Richard Werner on your show. Yeah. And Richard has a book called The Princes of the Yen, which is about the sort of effort to take over the Japanese central bank. And I think what you're looking at, I think part of the state of play with both Russia and Iran is how are you going to make sure that those central banks are entirely in the system?
So, that was an amazing interview. And he told the story about writing this book on the Japanese central bank. I can't imagine a more obscure topic from my non-economically minded standpoint. It'd be like writing a book on postcards from the Falkland Islands. It's just okay, a book on the Japanese central bank. And he said, well, actually, they suppressed it. I couldn't get it published in the United States, and you can't get a copy. And that's like checkable. So I checked it. You can't get a copy of that book. It's really hard.
I think you can order from its publisher right now.
Okay.
Right.
But, I mean, why would someone try to suppress a book?
Because it shows you the truth. It takes you right into the secret governance system, and it shows you the primary mechanism by which they implement policy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's always the things
Yo, thank you for saying that so eloquently, Miss Catherine Austin Fitz. And that, it doesn't get any simpler than that. They call us conspiracy theorists, my brothers and sisters. And I'm talking about from every starseed. You understand? There's many of us down here who know what's up. And we don't look the same. We know the phenotypes that are different upon our characteristics. And guess what? There's still a force drive that's connecting us together. It's a frequency. It's a vibrational frequency that we're all on together. We understand it. That transcends the origins of our being. So whether in truth your people derived from the Lyran constellation or the Pleiadians or the Sirius, we are here now on this planet, and the things that are being done to people that they almost don't even seem human-like, right? So the things that you hear, it's almost like, nah, that has to be conspiracy. Remember when you first heard that they were putting human food in McDonald's? So you was like, nah, that's conspiracy theory. Why would they do that? Then they released the Epstein files and some things that do not make sense. Even though they're coded, like people putting in orders for jerky. Well, what's jerky? And it doesn't take you long to figure out, wait, are they talking about human meat? So you mean to tell me that all of these things that were coming out that Roseanne Barr said are for real? And when Roseanne Barr said it, you knew she was for real. Right? Give me a second, Tucker Carlson. Give me a second. I'll come back to you and your Mr. Rogers antics. Let me see if I can find Roseanne Barr real quick. See if I can find Roseanne. Hit the subscribe button while I search for Roseanne Barr. Okay. That wasn't the one I was looking for. Here's one on Joe Rogan, but I already know what he's gonna do. Joe was gonna be like, you think they would do that? Jamie, you think they would do that? I'm not in the mood for his antics either. Hold on.
I'm depressed as hell. I am whacked. I'm crazy. You know I'm crazier than hell. Everyone knows I'm crazier than hell.
Roseanne has never been shy about her personal struggles.
She has mental illness.
My friend Roseanne admitted that she had been admitted to a mental institution. She has said she has multiple personalities.
She has said that these issues date back to the car accident when she was 16.
I was in the hospital for a while, and...
It's not the one I was looking for. Well, it's not coming up in the first 15 YouTube shorts, so there might be a reason for that. I'll try one more time.
It seems like figures on the far right don't even know how to react to some of their own these days. Tucker Carlson spoke with actress and comedian Roseanne Barr during his live special last week and said he was freaked out when Barr echoed the entirely false claim that liberals like the taste of human blood.
How do you know that's false? Who are you, vampire?
Barr during his live special last week and said he was freaked out when Barr echoed the entirely false claim that
I gotta show you this guy. I didn't want to show you. This guy looks like the poster child for all vampires. And he's telling other people, these are false claims. He has blood on his gums. She's a fucking liar. I don't like eating. I mean, what? Why would people like eating? It's crazy. He's talking about... Look at that photo. Hold up. Let's screenshot that shit right there, baby. That's a fucking vampy. Huh? Screenshot his shit. I see you in the post-apocalypse. You're going down, brother. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Put your lights right out. You heard me? You're a fucking vampy. And he got the teeth from Nelson from The Simpsons. You see? How do you even get teeth like the guy from Nelson from The Simpsons? Those are cartoon teeth that wasn't meant to be real. He got the real Nelson from The Simpsons teeth. Hell no. I'm putting your lights out, Jack. If I know a vampy when I see one.
Their own these days. Tucker Carlson spoke with actress and comedian Roseanne Barr during his live special last week and said he was freaked out when Barr echoed the entirely false claim that liberals like the...
You don't know if it's false, bro. Why are you taking up for... Why can't you just say Barr made a claim? What's wrong with saying Roseanne Barr made a claim that? What is with the completely false shit? You don't know, bro.
Taste of human blood. But Carlson insisted that she was not crazy. Take a look.
It's going to be the emperor went to Epstein Island and ate people.
Yo, I didn't even see that part of it. She was fucking right, though. Damn, when was this done? See? That's the face I'm talking about right there. Right? You see the face Tucker Carlson has on right now? But later he'll come back to you and be like, you know, I didn't believe you. I thought you were crazy. There's a lot of people, they can't take when I start talking that reptilian talk or the other starseeds talk. But at the same time, they don't know how to really explain why there are genuine conversations going on about humans eating other humans. Well, I'm just giving you my take on it. But I could tell you this. My take ain't usually that far from the truth. But the truth is stranger than fiction. That's the problem.
And you know they do that. You know they eat babies. That is not. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
He tried to make a joke out of it. It's just not the dog and the cats. She looked at him like, are you crazy? Oh, you want to be you joking. Okay.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires.
That part is true, Roseanne. That part is true. You know what my daughter asked me tonight out of the clear blue sky? This is when I knew she was definitely my child. Now, she's in the 8th grade. She's on the Honor Society. I give her shit when she gets low A's. Right? She start getting 93s and shit. I'm giving her shit. But I'm giving her shit so she can get better. And she learns to accept nothing but the higher scores. She asked me something tonight, and all I heard was 8888. So I knew what 8888 was the last time I studied it. But I was driving, and I said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Sounded like you said something with an 8. She was like, yeah, the 8888. I was like, oh, the plan for the zombie attacks? She was like, yeah. Can you go into that? And I was just like, what do you know? Like, what? Why do you know about that? She was like, why do they have that? I said, that's a good question. Because they wanted to tell us that, hey, that was just a spoof. However, we spent real money. And first of all, I'm offended that you would take tax dollars to do on fucking jokes. Right? So how about less of the jokey jokes with the fucking tax dollars and more finding real true solutions? Right? So every time they're going to try to pass it off as a joke. Oh, no, that was just a spoof. We just did. This is the full-on plan for dealing with fucking The Walking Dead. A full-on plan. Now you're telling me, no, this was just a spoof. Yeah, all right.
And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh, and they drink human blood.
Let's just stop right there without me offending anybody. I can offend people, but if I start to go into that, I don't want to offend anybody. But the people that subscribe to me know what I'm thinking right now. But we're not going to go down that road because it's going to offend half of the people in here. So we're not going to go down that road. But what we are going to say is this. The more they're looking into these Epstein files, she's exactly Right. That is what's coming out in the Epstein files now. So somebody owes Roseanne Barr an apology. And furthermore, this is what they said when it came to QAnon in the first place, when QAnon was saying this, and Marjorie Green Taylor said this too, right before so much pressure was on her that she had to pull back and because I was really on her side when she was with the so-called conspiracy conversations, because I knew they wasn't conspiracies, but nobody else was on her side and they made her feel crazy. So then she pulled back from all of that rhetoric. Don't pull back. That's how much power they have. They want to make it seem like we're the crazy ones, and if you're not part of groupthink, then you are a crazy person. But the true Walking Dead are the people that are committed to groupthink. That's the true Walking Dead. They are androids. And I'm going to tell you something else. She's not lying about these vampires. You would wish she was, right? That's because you don't know galactic history. But I tell you what, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and see if I don't teach you some galactic history. Go ahead. Hit the subscribe button and see if we ain't going over galactic history sooner than you think.
You're not allowed to say are probably the important things, right? I mean, whenever they penalize you for having a thought, you're probably on the right track.
Well, it's one of the critical train tracks of control. So it's what I call the third rail. So I used to finance transit systems and train systems. So, a lot of these systems have two tracks that the wheels go on, and then they have a third rail that the power line.
Ellen DeGeneres does not have access to the adrenochrome, and she is aging like she was born in 1601. Now, here's the situation. I explained to you the other night that we all have cultures. Subcultures have cultures. Everyone in their silos have cultures, right? If I move to a different neighborhood right now, they're going to have ways of doing things in that neighborhood that I'm not familiar with. That is culture. So when someone who starts hanging out, someone like Sean Combs, he has money. His network circle changes. He's hanging around with different entities. He doesn't know if these people are human or not. That's not a conversation for him. They appear to be human, right? So for me to bring that conversation up to him, I would seem weird and he would get rid of me. Apparently they're in human form. Why wouldn't they be human? That's stupid. Get them out of here. However, they introduced stuff to Sean Combs, like blood transfusions. He's done this. But the way they sell it is they say, listen, this is what keeps you looking young. And when he does it, he realizes he does actually look, he keeps looking young. It's like he wasn't Asian. This is the most that Sean Combs has aged because he doesn't have access to the drug, to the blood transfusions. And you know what's crazy? These stories have been around for centuries about vampires and how they stay young. And well, the story about the vampire has been around for centuries. So that's crazy enough. And yet, you still got people calling things stories and myths and all of this. They don't have no problem believing that 3 Hebrew boys was put in a pizza oven, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and came out smelling just fine. They don't have no problem believing that. They don't even have a problem if you told them Eve was talking to a snake, a reptilian. They don't have a problem with that. They believe it wholeheartedly. But if I tell them, no, the snakes are still here, there's all type of stories about the Nagas people, the serpent people. They're still here. They didn't go anywhere. And in all actuality, they're running the globe. And then you say, man, I can't listen to this, man. I gotta turn now. Really? And I'm the weird one. You're okay to listen to it every Sunday. I tell you something and you say you can't listen to me? Jesus, I don't know how to take that. I'm offended. I'm offended. Go ahead, Catherine. Say what you was gonna say.
Runs on, and you get a trend trap that flips over and sucks the energy from the third rail. So a lot of the things that really operate the third rail are very invisible. And for example, in central banking, to talk about tier 1 and
one thing I can tell you, Tisha, I know the Irish know. One thing I know is if the Irish know. That's one thing I know. Thank you. Thank you for the jewel. I gotta find out. Can everybody take a second? I don't know what these things are. I'm a YouTuber that doesn't know what these jewels are. I gotta ask. Give me a second. People are sending me these things and I don't know. I just say thank you. Oh, it said the jewels are a form of virtual currency that viewers buy to send as digital gifts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay. So 1 ruby is worth 1 cent. So somebody just sent me $1. Thank you. I will take that. Appreciate that. And forgive me if I can't see your name. I didn't want to butcher your name. I got in trouble the other night and I said somebody's name wrong and they cursed me. They cursed me. I told them. Hold on. I'm hoping we got the 33 subscribers we needed tonight. We had 23,000 people come through the channel tonight. And I'm hoping the information that I gave everybody was able to put things into perspective. Now, if you don't know who Catherine Austin Fitz is, look her name up. I think she was the first to expose the $21 trillion that went missing. So we have these people that contribute. I'm not saying that everyone is a perfect human being, because Robert Welch, he was part of a group that necessarily didn't really care for black people. But that's not why I was looking into Robert Welch. Like, what he gave to society, I didn't necessarily need him so much to care about black people. He was saying some very truthful things in his speech in 1958. Right? Hold on one second. I got his speech somewhere. Here we go. Here's his speech.
A part of that plan, of course, is to induce the gradual surrender of American sovereignty, piece by piece and step by step, to various international organizations, of which the United Nations is the outstanding but far from the only example.
He said this in 1958. So, as predicted, the United Nations is ushering us into the New World Order with the World Economic Forum, with their 2030 agenda goals, right? Which is AKA the New World Order. But he said there are 10 aims, and listen to his 10 aims. One was to devalue the dollar by any means with all type of stupid spending.
Aims for the United States. 1, greatly expanded government spending for every conceivable means of getting rid of ever larger sums of American money as wastefully as possible. 2, higher and then much higher taxes. 3, an increasingly unbalanced budget despite the higher taxes. 4, wild inflation of our currency. 5, government controls of prices, wages, and materials, supposedly to combat inflation. 6, greatly increased socialistic controls over every operation of our economy and every activity of our daily lives.
Now, what's the difference from him saying that and what Catherine Austin Fitts is saying right now? You got to put it together with the control grid and the programmable money. You have to understand, all we're doing is moving to a different time dispensation where they're going to convert this reality into another reality, but on a digital, in a digital realm. And it's way more dangerous because it's way more controllable, right? So now they can say, we don't like what you did, and for that, you're going to move to an orange level. What is orange level? You won't be allowed to leave your county for 30 days. We won't allow you to buy any sweets for 30 days. All massage parlors are off. Nail salons off. 30 days. Get your act right. We'll see how you act right then. Right? Now, we're not saying that that is the plan. I'm not saying that is the verbatim how it's going to go. I'm telling you the capabilities of what can happen.
This is to be accompanied naturally and automatically by a correspondingly huge increase in the size of our bureaucracy and in both the cost and reach of our domestic government. 7, far more centralization of power in Washington, and the practical elimination of our state lines. There is a many-faceted drive at work to have our state lines eventually mean no more within the nation than our county lines do now within the states. 8, the steady advance of federal aid to and control over our educational system, leading to complete federalization of our public education. 9, a constant hammering into the American consciousness of the horror of modern warfare, the beauties and the absolute necessity of peace. Peace always on communist terms, of course. And 10.
That is very ironic that he said that, because right now you have Sean Hannity spreading, of course, Edward Bernays' rhetoric about Trump being the peaceful one here. I'm the peaceful one. I'm the peaceful one. And yet it is a Edward Bernays ruse. It is a ruse on how they're how they flipped it, that the peacemaker uses war to get peace. However, 1 + 1 is always 3. So you're not going to use peace to give you war. You will use war to get war, which will give you dead people. So 1 + 1 = 3.
And the consequent willingness of the American people to allow the steps of appeasement by our government, which amount to a piecemeal surrender of.
So the last one is something I touched on a few times tonight, and I said it is us who are complicit. So that's why these vampires continue to do what they do, because whatever vampirical contract, I don't know where it came from, but they want your permission, but they have circumvented. They have a way of that they're able to deem whether you gave them permission or not, right? So you can't tell right now. You can't say that you're not involved in reptilian behavior if you truly do and participate in reptilian behavior. And I hate to discourage anyone or piss anybody off, but if you are in fact walking into any religious institution and symbolically drinking blood and eating flesh once a month, I hate to be the person to tell you that you have already accepted the cultural behavior of these vampires and reptilians. That is vampirical culture. It is not Homo sapien sapien culture. Furthermore, they made you double down, and they came up with these holidays, and they got you out here searching for eggs. Reptiles lay eggs, not bunny rabbits. Let me repeat that. Reptiles lay eggs, not bunny rabbits. So, when you consent on an ongoing basis to the culture, that's how they take it, right? They take it as consent. When you're always involved in their culture, they say you knew, right? It's like that phrase that you hate to hear when an older predator male takes advantage of a young girl, and he says, "You knew, you wanted it." I think that fucking phrase boils most of our blood, right? Especially if somebody says, she wanted it. She know what she was asking for. You just want to punch this guy's fucking teeth out his face. Like, what? It's a little young girl, bro. That's the same mentality they're saying to you. You knew what it was. You knew fucking rabbits didn't lay eggs. But yet, you had your children out there running all through the White House lawn looking for eggs. You wanted it. Roseanne Bell, she tried to tell you. You didn't want to listen. You wanted it. Well, like I said, they cut out half of it. Once it get too serious, the conversation get too real, they get the fuck up out of here. It's all good anyway, because I was ready to leave. So, I think I'll play some jazz music from my new album. I'll play some jazz music coming in. I'll play some jazz music going out. I thank everybody for coming through tonight. I thank you for the donations. I thank you for the subscribes. I thank you for the likes. I thank you for your comments. I don't want to name names, but I'm not going to lie. It was good to see some people. Tisha doesn't come over that much. Thank you, Tisha. She likes the political conversations. Little Foots was in the building early. Thank you, Little Foots. Trying to figure out what are some of my favorites. I've been doing this album for so long, like creating the songs. Don't know why I go. I like Flowers for Adults in Love. I do. But I'm not going to lie to you. I created this other... Let's see what else I got. Some of you guys heard that already. I got a lot of gospel. I got a lot of gospel songs on this album. I think I'm just going to play Flowers for Adults in Love. All right. I got a pistol, get off the pot, right? Let me look again. See which ones. All right, workspace. Let me look in another folder. Some of these I had moved to another folder. Workspace. Alright, I got 22 songs in here. What 22 songs are in here? I don't even know these songs. What is this? I put 3 stars next to this. What is this? Nope. I don't even want to play that. Whatever that is, I don't want to play live. I'm not ready to let you hear that one yet. I just created that one. That's like a funk hold on. It is a groove, though. It is a groove. I'll let you hear some of it. the groove. Nope. Actually, I thought against it. I changed my mind. Nope. I got a song that's called She's Not Black, She's Italian. Oh, I found the song I was looking for. So most of my album is going to be jazz, gospel, This gives me the vibe of a guy named Wayman Tisdale. Wayman Tisdale was in the NBA, but he was also a professional bass player. And could he play the bass? Good God. But he had these type of vibes. I got another song that's called Yes, I Found Love on the 5 Train. That's the name of the song. Yes, I Found Love on the 5 Train. Thank you. Appreciate you. Now, mind you, this is the remix to Yes, I Found Love on the Fire Train. I have an original, then I have a remix. The remix is way more funkier. Dun, 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 dun. Watch. Dun, dun, dun. Like I said, most of my album will be jazz, funk, and gospel. You understand? I do have some. I got like 1 or 2 hip hop joints on there. Nothing raunchy. No profanity. I got a track. It's called Huoqu's Sunrise, right? But I don't think that's how you say it. So the name of Huoquai, well, I think that's a Japanese name for like a lady of the night. Huoquai's Sunrise. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I don't speak Japanese. But that's what I named the song. Problem with this song is you don't think much of it, and 2 hours later you realize you can't get it out your head. It's one of those. All right, the last song. I'll play one last song. I'm trying to figure out if that last song is going to be "Flowers for Delta Love" or. I got a song called "Souls That Touch Once." Could I? That's. This is one of my favorites. when I do announce it. At least y'all know what's going to be on there. Wendy says gives relaxing vibes. I mean, that's the only vibes we need around here. We don't need a... I'm almost 50. I don't need... If I haven't turned up, I will never turn up. If I haven't turned up by now, I will never turn up. I'm almost 50 years old. It's time. It's time to relax. It's time. It's time to relax. I got some really nice gospel songs on there too. Now's not the time to play them, but I really do have some nice gospel songs on there. When I grew up, there was we had radio, obviously. I grew up in New York, so the major radio stations were 98.7 Kiss FM, WBLS. They played your Negro tunes. You had Z100. I don't know what type of music Z100 played, but I would listen to Z100. I would listen to Z100 in the morning for some reason. I don't know. You had that white guy who sounded like he was on an ambient in the morning, right? I guess it was his energy in the morning. And then you had this station that my family introduced me to at a young age. It was called CD 101.9, Smooth Jazz. That was the closest thing you was going to get to, like, gospel music. It didn't have to be gospel in my family. Not in my household, because my mother let us listen to whatever we want. But, you know, you had your grandmother and everybody else. They didn't listen to all this secular music. My grandmother didn't listen to none of that. It was none. You wasn't allowed to listen to no worldly music. But you was able to put on CD 101.9, Smooth Jazz. But this put me on to different music because there was an artist called David Benoit, and he did this song, Kay's song. Right? So I had took a sample from what he did. Now, I think this is a cover. Hold on. Because I called it, what did I call it? Her Dreams? Her Groove. I don't even know. I don't know what I'm about to play. It says Her Groove. I don't know what this is. Let me listen to it. Now, I don't want to play too much because it may be similar and they might give me a copyright strike, and I don't want that. But Anyway, David Benoit had a song called Kay's Song. I love that song. Right? CD 101.9 put me onto a few artists that I absolutely love. Gato Berry, he's another one. But I did sample that joint. Obviously, he's all over the place. I just wanted you to have an idea of what might be on my album. I released an album. Right? I released an album. That's me, as you can see. I released an album in the early 2000s. I got like 5 albums out. Right? This is an R&B album. You'll never find it, so don't worry about it. But this is an R&B album that I did. So what I did was I took some of those songs that I did on my older albums and I redid the songs, right? So here is one of the songs that I did over. It's called Dance For Me.
Tell me if it's good to you, good to you. Tell me if it's good to you, good to you. Tell me if it's good to you, if it's good to you. Tell me if it's good to you, tell me if it's good to you, if it's good to you. Tell me if it's good to you. We gon' dance all night. Pull up side, we gon' wear all white. Good girl, she ain't got no price. Got a question, where you been all my life? I wanna rock with you, baby. And maybe we can get home and get a little crazy. We're going too far, cause you're looking amazing. But the moment is now, I don't wanna waste it, no. Let's just dance tonight. Let's just dance tonight. We gon' dance tonight. We gon' dance tonight. It's alright, just dance for me. 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 It's alright.
None of those was the final. That's why I kept on. This is the final. This is the final.
Tell me if it's good to you. Tell me if it's good to you.
gon' dance all night. Poolside, we gon' wear all white. Good girl, she ain't got no price. Got a question, where you been all my life? I wanna rock with you, baby. And maybe we can get home and get a little crazy from going too far, cause you're looking amazing and the moment is now, and I don't wanna waste it, no. Let's just dance tonight. Let's just dance tonight. We gon' dance tonight. We gon' dance tonight. It's alright, just dance for me. 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 It's alright, just dance. When you hear me say move, move side to side, then left to right. When you hear me say move, move side to side, then left to right. 1, 2, 3, get loose now.